The power of the sun in the palm of my hands.
I'm sucking the river fucking dry. This glowing bastard has shaved off years of my life, I'm sure. Like, look at this. This is mesmerizing. Fix it better give me a raise after this. Well, hello there, gamers and gamettes, and welcome back to the finale of Satisfactory. At least for now, until the full game comes out. That's right, I'm going to be finishing all that there is left for me to finish in Satisfactory Early Access today, and that's going to be completing Phase 4, which you see up in there in the top right corner. But that's not all, because I'm also going to be doing nuclear energy, and I'm going to do a wasteless version of it, which is infinitely more complex, so I've actually been working on it for a while, as you can see. But this is my first time. I've nearly clocked 1,000 hours in Satisfactory now. Never done nuclear energy, so I'm excited to just go ahead and do this. Yesterday I recorded 2 hours of gameplay in Satisfactory and audio, of course, and then right at the end when I was done, I realized I never hit start on OBS. I guess Satisfactory doesn't want to be completed, and fucking Coffee Stain themselves are sending stupid beams into my brain saying, don't complete it, you're stuck here forever. But yeah, that was quite a kick in the nuts. That footage is freaking condemned to the Shadow Realm. Might as well have fallen into the abyss in New Londo ruins. So yeah, my PC got hit with the neuralizer beam, but we're not gonna let that stop me. We're still finishing this game one way or another. I'll just have to explain some stuff that I explained last time one more time. So the last episode ended with me talking about the problem of making nuclear pasta. Well, as it turns out, the ingredients for pressure conversion cubes are actually really similar to thermal propulsion rockets. So what that means is I basically just use some overcharged factories here, hook up some copper refineries, and then just one assembler is needed. The assembler here, of course, makes the extra fused frames and radio control units into pressure conversion cubes. And all the copper goes into copper powder, which uses a lot of copper, as you can see. It's just eating all that, absolutely feasting on it. But finally, all that goes to these particle accelerators, and yeah, they take all that copper. They're very hungry boys. Now, I've never been to Italy, so I don't know if this is how you make pasta everywhere, but in Satisfactory, this is how you make pasta. Just gotta spin around in these 3 loops a bunch and get hit by some Tesla coil electric shocks. It's actually pretty fun watching it go. Oh, it's going zoomies. Finally, once you're done spinning around the cube very fast in your particle accelerator, now you've got the nuclear pasta. The world-bending nuclear pasta.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hands.
This is my first time seeing blue raspberry flavored pasta, but it does look pretty tasty. Now, as you can see, I've got more than plenty magnetic field generators. So, we're done with that. That's 1 part out of 4 complete. I think I started this world something like 8 months ago. Maybe when 1.0 comes, I'll be trying new types of factories and new types of building and another 100 or so assembly director systems. It's funny that this is the first Phase 4 factory I made, and yet it might be the last one that I complete. The fact that you need 4,000 is just so insane. The reason it feels less insane for the magnetic field generators is just because they're significantly simpler. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and load in what we've got to the space elevator. Might as well get rid of these extra magnetic field generators. Just grab some good old ticket points. Speaking of tickets, oh wow, we just got 82. That makes a total of 397. Let's see what we can get with that. Oh my god, you guys remember this? This was supposed to be my home base. It's still got the slugs going around in circles and stuff. Oh, this is nostalgic. Alright, it's time to build a trophy area, I guess. So, first of all, I'm Satisfactory, so I will get Satisfactory Pioneering. Thank you, thank you. Oh, would you look at that? She's a real beaut. Well, that means I can't get everything because the golden nut is fucking 1,000 tickets. Alright, so let's just fly on back to Nuketown. You can see I've been hard at work building the nuclear energy production, but man, it is complicated. This is in fact by far the most complicated problem in Satisfactory. So I'm just taking it one step at a time, gamers, sort of working backwards, you know. Here's a visualization of part of nuclear energy. I say part of because this is essentially half of the process if you want to also recycle your uranium waste. And yeah, this is what it looks like if you want to make plutonium fuel rods out of the waste so that you can recycle it. Looking like something the fucking Zodiac killer would have hanging up on his wall, connecting the threads between people. I'm actually sitting here just with a notepad, typing out all the math, making sure that I'm not making any major mistakes. Like I'm back in school again, and I think that all this shit that I'm doing matters and is gonna come up in my future, and that there's hope. So with all that being said, guys, formalities out of the way and whatnot, I think it's time I just turn my brain off as I do best and just get building. While I'm doing that, all my phase 4 products will just be taken away, and hopefully this time I don't lose my fucking footage. Jesus. If I may just share a single thought about losing footage. It's okay though, you know, failure is always an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to improve, to do it better the next time. Just building away. Please pray for me, guys. Up here in the frontier, top right of the corner, there were some resource nodes that were still yet untapped. I think trains are definitely the way in this game. Like, they become more and more useful the more train tracks you lie down and the more trains you use. Coloring the train while currently in transit. This is efficiency. While I've been hard at work making nuclear energy possible, my phase 4 factories have been running quite well. So as it stands right now, I've completed 2 out of 4 of these objectives. But man, I got a bone to pick with these assembly director systems. They are not invited to my quinceañera. That's the factory I built first, and yet it's probably going to be the one that is finished last. But yeah, guys, I'm pretty sure Nuketown is all ready for go. It's got the green light. It's going to pull in the radioactive material as soon as I flip a lever. And would you look at this madness? But as you can see, I've got materials coming in via train. Some of them are also locally sourced. But yeah, guys, I don't want to waste any time. I want to flip this switch and get Nuclear Town started up. And hey, maybe with all my experience in factory making so far, I didn't make any major mistakes, but well, we'll see if that pans out. Let's go! Immediately, my potential max consumption shoots up by 5 gigawatts, sorry. My consumption goes up slightly, but nothing too crazy yet. Definitely will go up more. Some of the first things to start up are obviously our smelteries over here. We got copper and iron right here. When you get to this scale of factories, it stops looking like a factory and just looks like a circuit board. Okay, it looks like we were waiting on this quartz to finally arrive, but now we're getting silica. That silica will be used in these encased uranium cells. Oh, looks like I made, yeah, this is my first oopsie. These things are not powered. But why not? Oh, I just forgot to set the recipe. How silly of me. Just take a moment to look at this absolute madness. You know, guys, when I was making this, I thought it was kind of messy and I didn't like it that much, but now that all the belts are like flowing, I really like that. It's the contrast between the absolute chaos and the pure order.
As you can see, the wild silica moves from right to left in its natural environment.
It takes quite a lot of time for the Caterium ingots to finally get over to these patches of constructors that are fueling the AI limiters. But when it does, we'll finally have these electromagnetic control rods. And finally over here we're getting close to having encased beams. And then all that's going to combine up here in these manufacturers with these encased cells to make our fuel rods. But wait, that's only half of the process because we're going to recycle it too. Okay, well I guess I have a little bit of time, so this is a good opportunity for me to share a little story. I actually already told it, but This was during the Lost Archives footage that is now forbidden deep spork lore. You literally had to be there. I just talked to myself like a maniac for 2 hours. But yeah, there was a ferret outside of our apartment the other day. Being the southern boy that I am, I just thought, hey, them ferrets, they ain't wild here. Thems ain't wild here. That must be someone's pet. But he was a cute little guy. Let me put up a picture that I got of him. Yeah, he came over and gave me a little boop on the nose, but yeah, I notified the office, the people who own the property, and eventually the owner of the ferret did come down. So yeah, I saved a little ferret, and that was kind of the highlight of my day on Sunday. That little bugger just had the energy of like a toddler going out for a stroll, who was mad at his parents, like, I'm gonna run away. But it was like 98 degrees out there, so it wasn't gonna be very ferret friendly for long. Oh, we're making our first fuel rod. Holy shit. Yes. But just take a minute to look at this pipeline. This is absolutely obscene. Oh, yeah. 6 full pipes, all absolutely pumping to the max. There it is, gamers. I think that's my first ever fuel rod. This tiny sucker will provide energy to 20,000 households for 5 days. It's picking and choosing which one are you going to go into, boy. This one? No. He's very indecisive. Sir, please. We need you for the nuclear power plants. Where are you going, sir? Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I've literally never seen this before. I don't think the cable's supposed to be going in like that, but just ignore that. But yeah, it's beautiful. Look at that spike in energy production just from one. And now you can see the consequence. Barrels of this uranium waste. Now you could do what many people do and create a concentrated space in your world full of toxic radiation, storing them in these storage containers for a finite period of time, or you can do the glorious, uber complicated routes that I have taken to recycle it. The nuclear plants are starting up. Just look at this. This is not natural. This is not humane. I'm sucking the river fucking dry. Do you think it's truly sustainable to use this tiny puddle to fuel all these power plants? It's alright, it's an alien world. We're fine. I mean, shit. We'll trash our own world. Oh, we got a big production spike. Oh my god, this is so exciting. Here comes the nuclear waste, guys. Look at it look at it freaking haul ass. He goes, I am speed. Oh, yet another mistake I've made. Okay, I shouldn't say yet another. This is mistake number 2. Okay, hopefully that's good now. Hopefully water gets up to these refineries to make nitric acid and sulfuric acid. So guys, any 1.0 predictions? I'm thinking that in 1.0, maybe these recipes will be used in more than just nuclear recycling. Because yeah, they don't really come up for any space elevator requirements. Oh, there it is. Finally getting the water. Aha! Mistake number 3, I forgot to fix this conveyor belt to this machine here. Yes, that would do it. First time ever making nitric acid in general. Or sulfuric acid, in fact. Oh, would you look at that? I'm making piss. So what if you could see? So, as I'm sure you know, the only way to get rid of uranium waste in this game is to turn it into plutonium fuel rods, which can then be sunk in the awesome sink. Or you can actually spin them for extra fuel, but then you get plutonium waste. And there's no way to get rid of that. So here I got uranium waste combining with all these very complicated components to make non-fissile uranium. Oh, here's another little wacky pro tip for all you gals and gooners out there. If you need more of a resource, you can just artificially inject some more. Say, oh, I need more encased beams. Just slap a little merger on there, and then just throw some resources in. This should help. There you go, artificially increasing production for now because things take a while to start up. You know how it is. Meanwhile, Looks like we've got a train arriving at the station, delivering some sort of resource, surely to be used in the nuclear production. Sir, do you have any comment about the resource? Well, I think I can guess what it is based on what I've just seen today. It appears to be aluminium, if you're British. It's funny because aluminum is literally only used for, I think, one recipe in this whole process. That would be this one right here. We need heat sinks. Oh, looks like, yeah, the recycling's already working. Non-fissile mixes with some of the uranium waste, basically whatever's left over, to make these plutonium pellets. And then, yeah, finally, they're being made into encased plutonium cells. Wow, would you look at these things? Oh, there they go. Still highly radioactive at this point and still cannot be recycled yet. Yeah, I'm getting killed by radiation around here now. It's getting serious. The final stage of the process, of course. These encased plutonium cells, here they go. But yeah, they make plutonium fuel rods, which can finally be gotten rid of in the awesome sink. Haven't made a single one yet because I'm still waiting on some of these resources to build up. So it could be as simple as I actually need another train car for Caterium. Okay, mistake number, what was that, 3, 4? That's fine, I just need more Caterium and then we're good. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna use trains for it. Keep the theme consistent. I want you guys to know that I just sat looking at a train that I made that looked like this, and I was like, why isn't it working? Sorry for holding up traffic. As you can tell, I'm on my last stretch here. I'm done doing math. Just give me more Caterium. Okay, I can do that. Okay, and I already had a station right here, a platform perfect for receiving it. It's like, I feel like a freaking plumber doing all this wiring work under here. It's difficult to find where things should be going. But yeah, just hook up this one here, and I think that should do it. That should finally solve the great Caterium drought. It's very interesting to see the buildup of train traffic when I make large factories like this. Yeah, this one also is my nitrogen train, so it makes quite a long journey around the whole map. So I guess it makes sense why that Caterium doesn't really get here in a good enough quantity. Looks like finally the quick wire constructors are all finally starting up. So I think things are going to be alright now. Yeah, because these are still full of Caterium and the train's already back. Also, it seems like these two trains love to arrive at the same time. Yes, finally. Get some AI limiters. That's what we needed. Good lord, guys. Oh, I'm getting super irradiated here by the plutonium, but this has basically been like my second full-time job for the past 8 months. So this accomplishment here, nuclear power and recycling, along with completing phase 4, which is coming very soon. I just feel like it's the end of an era. Yeah, it's really these electromagnetic control rods right now. Really kind of hindering the whole fuel rod production. In case you were wondering how long a super factory like this actually takes to get up and running, it's now been like an hour and a half since I actually flipped the switch on this bitch. Of course, it would be fully up and running if I didn't have the quick wire issue, of course. I see. For some reason, each nuclear power plant has its own little inventory, so they have to build up their fuel rods. Great. Alright, say I need to fly back, but I need to fly back in style. Let's get this blueprint out for the Hyperloop. Oh, how do I power it? But, well, you could just go ahead and attach it to your power grid. Or you could use the flesh of your enemies. Break down the components within them for energy, and use that energy to sling yourself across the skies like a glorious bird. The ultimate flex upon those who have done ye wrong is to turn their corpse into the energy that guides you to the heavens. I always think this or say this, but next time I'm going to be more organized. We need an injection of AI limiter stat. Oh, that's better. I still have yet to 1 hour and 30 minutes later make a single plutonium fuel rod. Man, I could have like hit the gym and got swole and fucking got a girlfriend and learned an instrument and made a bunch of friends, but instead I've spent 400 hours here with you guys. But you know what? Can't afford to have regrets. What's done is done. I've got a badass factory. Oh shit, energy production is getting crazy. The non-fissile uranium produces some wastewater, which instead of putting back into the system, that's complicated and requires math, I'm just basically turning into concrete right here. So any excess water will combine with the excess limestone. Concrete goes into the sink, and it's no longer a problem. Oh, and there it is, guys. After this entire process of recycling all the uranium waste into plutonium, we create this, the plutonium fuel rod. Of course, the final destination of this fuel rod is none other than, well, the shredder. It has an extremely dramatic and slow descent. This glowing bastard has shaved off years of my life, I'm sure. Well, gentlemen, it looks like Satisfactory refuses to go calmly into the night. Because pipes carrying the max capacity that they can possibly carry will experience some sort of backflow issue. And as a result, if you use the exact numbers, you get a giant middle finger from the devs and have fluctuating power like this. I've heard tell that you can loop your pipelines, and that should help, so I'll give it a shot. Oh, man, I'm getting pretty exposed to radiation working in these conditions. They better give me overtime pay, or hazard pay, or whatever. I'm gonna grow a fucking third arm by the time I'm done with this. At the end of the day, all this radiation is still probably better for you than watching one episode of Big Mouth. So yeah, guys, I think my conclusion about nuclear power is that it's really cool. Like, look at this. This is mesmerizing. Unfortunately, it is absurdly complicated. It is radioactive. It generates waste. Uses a colossal amount of water. And because of the water bug, you might not even get consistent power. In my experience, I feel like you should just go ahead and do turbo fuel instead of nuclear, but hey, that's just me. Although, yeah, in 1.0 they are going to buff the fuel generator, so you could probably just use normal fuel too. I will say I think it's fun to mess around with these very unique recipes though, and to actually have another purpose for these particle accelerators. I love the way that the plutonium pellets look. I just don't get it, gamers. Yeah, I mean, there's enough water. There's enough water. But yet, you refuse. Wait, what the hell is going on? My quick wires production? What happened to my quick wire? What in the bollocks? The trains? There's been a jam. This has never happened to me. Oh god, I didn't know trains had such a potent disadvantage. No, I knew that this whole intersection was a bad news business. Bears. Oh, does it need path signals going in? I think so. I think that's the issue. Okay, now can we sort it out? Yeah, with the path signals. Okay. Quick wire restored. Just look at this shit go, dude. Oh man, this is probably gonna be one chunker of a video. Sorry about that, but gotta finish it in this video, you know? I clickbaited y'all last time talking about finishing it in that video, but now we're doing it. Alright, you know what? I made a giant fucking loop. I underclocked everything. This bitch is still running at 87% for no reason. It's a bug. You know what? You win, Satisfactory. Fine. What's important is I learned a lot for the next time, and I'm not really going to use all this power anyway. Let's be real. That means it's time for the victory lap, ladies and gents. The moment we've been waiting for. A moment quite literally 400 hours in the making. God, just look at me. Oh. God, would you look at me go? Oh. Would you look at me go? Okay, slow down now. Slow down. Slow down. Let's take a visit to all the Phase 4 factories one more time. Don't forget the thermal propulsion rockets. For some reason this machine is yellow, but it's not my problem. We as you'll see, we already finished thermal rockets. Now just fly back home to the space. It's easy to hit the space elevator because you can see it even when you're in the Moron Sphere. Good lord. I'm actually descending from the heavens. Oh! Don't forget to grab some assembly director systems. While I was working on these, I made an extra manufacturer here and made one of the most hideous things I've ever seen. It's time, guys. We finally did it. Look around you. All this factory. This is the very first time I've ever completed Phase 4 in Satisfactory. It feels nice. Let's just go ahead and start throwing in some nuclear pasta, why don't we? Go ahead, enjoy it. Eat it up. As you can see, I've got plenty more here for you. Don't forget some assembly director systems as a side. They're high in calories, but very delicious. Fix It better give me a raise after this. But who am I kidding? I know they won't. Oh god, yes. And just like that, nuclear pasta is done. I overfilled it. I fucked it all up. It's my moment and I fucked it up. No, it's not over because I have one more dramatic moment. The last 10 assembly director systems. Thank you all. I just want to thank the academy, my mom, my school, my aunt who always believed in me, my sister, my friend George. Oh my god, there it goes. Look, we got 4 check marks, dude. The end of an era. Just seal it, get it away. This took me a massive chunk of my life, probably actually 1% of my life, but still, it is bittersweet saying goodbye to the factory. Goodbye. Have a safe trip to space. Ah yes, and now I can get the golden employee of the Planet Cup. Ooh, that is nice. So, that's really it, huh? Well, guess it's time for me to go the same place the space elevator goes, right? Climb the stairs of victory. One last thing I wanted to say before I just finish this series off is that this is my first series on YouTube that I've gone all the way through the entire game to the end, and it's now I think 18 videos. Anyway, the viewership, the likes and the comments has definitely surpassed what I initially expected, and I just wanted to say thank you guys. Thank you so much. I think I started the series with something like less than 50 subs. And yeah, now I'm ending the series with like 250 subscribers. And obviously, you know, it's just a number, but it's cool that you guys are showing support. You know, I just did this for fun. So I'm definitely going to keep on uploading. I'm planning on doing some other games, perhaps similarly themed. Let me know in the comments what you really enjoyed, what you might want to see in the future. If you watched through the whole series, you're a legend and I love you. But regardless, ladies and gents, gamers and gamettes, I guess it's about time now. I think we put an old wrap on Spork Construction. I really will miss it.